doing the work, basically.
Yeah, they've done it. You're just holding them accountable, which is sounds like it's probably useful for a lot of people. I mean, some people can do that naturally. They can set their own goals and achieve them, but a lot of people really, without a coach, because we know how important coaching is in athletics, in well, maybe let's just say athletics, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know if you're a gym guy. Are you a gym guy?
No, she's a gym girl.
You're a gym girl? Yeah. Okay, so you know it's the same things when you go to the gym. Have you ever had a trainer? You have. Okay, so you know that difference between if you go to the gym and you do a few sit-ups or whatever, and then you've got a trainer standing over you. They always get a couple more out of you than you would do on your own, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, and so my job is the same thing. I'm taking people to a level that they may not be comfortable going to a place, even their own, the way they handle themselves as people. I'm taking them to a place that they may not be comfortable being, pushing them past that place. So it's the same, same kind of idea. Yeah.
No, it's a kind of a relatively new job, right?
Industry?
Coach. Industry, yeah.
Yeah, I would say coaching, it's become quite trendy lately, I think, in certain markets, but I'm going to say I'm going to make it up 15 years. I'm making that up.
Maybe it's trendy like color TV. You know? Yeah. Because it seems to me that maybe it's a really good idea. It's almost like almost everybody needs a coach, and especially, and I'm interested in your comments about kind of where the economy is going, because in a sense, your choice was influenced by changes in the economics in the TV industry.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
And the same trends seem to be happening almost everywhere. More people seem to be. I don't know whether you want to call it, but anyway, for whatever reason, more and more people are going the route of becoming an entrepreneur. And yes, they're in control of the but sometimes it's easier said than done.
Oh, no question. I mean, being an entrepreneur is not an easy task. People think they're going to have to work less, and often you have to work more. It's tricky. But to speak to the economy and that whole piece, I think it's last year, which would have been our worst economic year, I had my best year, and probably for the very thing that you were saying, because it's the people were coming to me saying. Mostly people were coming to me saying, used to like my job. Now they fired everybody around me. Now I'm doing all their jobs. And I don't want to do that anymore. They were starting to work too hard and they wanted to change out. So I got a lot of those people. A lot of people, I mean, we all know the boomers are at that age where they're kind of, talking about their lives and what are they doing with them and how are they going to get out of their jobs and all that kind of thing. And there's many in that sort of, I would say, 40 to 55 age group, maybe a little older, that are looking for transition of some form. Now I want to be my own boss. I've worked for XYZ forever. Kind of, this is what I've always wanted to do. Want to do it now. A lot of those people come to me as well.
And on the one hand, you've got. I'm always interested in the kind of the dynamic between the micro and the macro. The micro being, you're an entrepreneur. You need good coaching to be successful as an entrepreneur. Versus the macro, like you're trying to sell products as an entrepreneur and nobody's got any money. Nobody in your, which is a macroeconomic problem, right? And I'm wondering, with everybody being self-employed, is there going to be enough work or enough money
absolutely
around to keep all the entrepreneurs successone in their business if they get
as
enough
a coach,
coaching?
I would say that's a perspective that you're standing in.
Okay.
You're standing in a perspective of scarcity as opposed to a one of us. You're standing in a place of there isn't going to be enough of if everybody does this, as opposed to thinking maybe there'll be more of if everybody does this, right? So it's just about how you want to stand when you step out into the world. And as an entrepreneur, you have to be the latter, because if you go into it with a scarcity or perspective, that's exactly what you'll find.
Right.
Nothing.
So what's your vibe on the economy right now, dealing with all the people that you deal with?
I think Canada's done extraordinarily well relative to many other parts of the world in this last year and a half. I think our banking system's really very strong. I know with my clients, and as I said, many of them are down on Bay Street, many of them are in the financial world, are feeling much stronger this year than they did last year. I think there's going to be, we're going to be doing some of this. I don't think there's any room for people to be cocky about it. I think you just have to be smarter. I think we were getting cocky. But before this.
Well, we were less cocky in Canada than they were in the U.S. That's well, part of why we.
Perhaps, yes, that's right, that's right. But we still have to, you know, you got to be. I think it's just a clever move forward. You just have to be conscious. Is really what it's about.
Okay, so your story about the widower kind of resonates with the book that you've written, that you've just recently completed, I guess, called 30 Ways to Better Days: How to Rally. Giving some people around here a copy of. Nobody.
They're all ducking now. Everybody's
ducking. We're not saying who they are. But how to rally after you've dumped.
Yes. Just finished it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's now, men or women?
It's actually for women. I mean, not that this doesn't happen to men.
Yeah.
But I wrote it from my perspective, which I can't write as a man because I'm a woman, clearly. So that's how I wrote it. Okay. So I wrote it for women. It's a fun, short coffee table girlfriend book that you would give your girlfriend or your daughter or, you know,
anybody that just got dumped.
Maybe your ex-wife as you're walking out the door. I don't know. But it's that kind of a book that you would give somebody to. It has sort of every chapter is a very short read. Every chapter gives you little pointers and tips about how to move forward in a kind of anecdotal kind of way. And I bring my own experiences into the book as well. So. Which
is great because it's so hard when you've been dumped.
Brutal.
Either for guys.
Yeah, it is hard. Yeah. But I kept the book short because when you're in that place of, you know, sorrow or self-pity, you really don't have a lot of time to read. Your attention span is, you know, really small. Yeah. So I kept the book really short so people can, you know, read a chapter in like 3 minutes. So it's, you know, it's easy reading.
That's great. So go, Nat.
What kind of things do you do to advertise and to market the company and to bring more clients in?
I'm on the radio, but I would say probably 60% of my clients are referrals. It's a real handshake business. It's a real. When I first started, I mean, I come from, you know, the granddaddy of schmooze industry, so I'm really used to shaking hands and going to cocktail parties. So when I first started my business, I would go to about 2 functions a week. To make sure that people got to meet me and got to see what I was doing and meet people. I don't do as much of that now, but it's a ripple effect after that because people start talking for you. My clients are my best apostles, which is a compliment, which I'm very grateful about, but they bring me most of my clients, I would say, at this point.
So, where can people get the book if they want it? Is it
not out
published?
Yet. Not out yet.
Oh, okay. You just finished writing it.
I just finished writing it, yeah. So I can get it in my living room right now, but that's about it.
So what about all these poor people that just got dumped? That can't get their hands on your book yet? They're going to have to write their own book.
I know. No, hopefully it'll be out. It'll be out, I'm hoping, within the next year, and I'll be doing public speaking and stuff associated with the book as well, and hopefully lots of, you know, interviewing kind of things and everything else around the book because I'll be talking about it a lot. So
okay, that's great. And what kind of clients are you looking for? Somebody out there right now maybe considering giving you a call about who do you want to work with? Yeah, I like to work with people who are motivated, people who are really energetic, people who get coaching, who understand the value of it, and just people who wanted to do better, live better, think smarter. And they could be anywhere because you do it on the phone, right? Yep. They can be anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter. Okay, that's great. Now, if people want to get in touch, how can they do that? Website or? Website is www.newroadcoaching.com. New Road? New Road. Coaching. Coaching.com. Not a new road. No, just newroadcoaching.com. Okay. Newroadcoaching.com. That's the website. Phone number is 416-481-2672 is my direct line at my office. Okay, great. Are you on Twitter or anything like that? Don't do the Twitter stuff. No. Okay. Sorry. No, that's okay. I don't do it either. Well, sort of, but that's great. Yeah. Okay, Caird, thanks. Is there any final thoughts for anybody, or we? No, I think that was. I don't really have anything else to say. It was nice to meet both of you. Thank you for having me in today. Great. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming in. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Come back. Damian Alexander is in the house. We'll be right back. ThatChannel.com.